What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Belt Barber podcast, the first podcast that talks about entrepreneurship for barbers because our chair as a barber, it is our business. At least we should take as one. And today, we're not going to talk much about businesses, but we're going to talk about funny stuff. 8 funny things that happen behind the chair in a barbershop. Very funny things that happen with us in our barbershop. I guess you guys gonna like it. Keep it watching. And my beautiful wife here,
Hi, guys.
my co-host. And I have here the topics. Guys, this is going to be very fun. Can I start?
Yeah.
So number one, a good friend of mine, okay, he went to get his hair cut. And since he's a close friend, we chat a lot. We talk about stuff. We actually that happened before I opened the barbershop. That happened before I had my wife. Before I start dating her. What happened was we were talking about girls. I was talking about stuff, hanging out, going out, drink, and all that stuff. And while I was cutting his hair, right, and I wasn't paying attention anymore. I was paying attention on whatever he was saying, and I focused on that, and I forgot I was cutting his hair. And back then, the clipper guards that I used to work was a plastic one, so they fall off the clipper very fast and easier than today. So now I use the other one that is it's like a metal that it holds more tight. And I got this habit that I put my finger under behind the guard, and I was working, and I put a little bit pressure, and the guard came off. And I was doing I believe that was closed half a guard, the half a guard with the clipper closed. And I was fading, and at the end, the clipper fell off, the guard fell off of the clip, and I end up shaving was around the temple area, shaving his head. And I was, whoops, what happened? I look at him and say, can I tell you something? I already know. You shaved my head. Now I'm bald. What can you do? I said, I know how to fix. I'm a barber.
What did you
A good barber know how to make mistakes and,
fix
and fix it, right? What I did, the only thing I had to do is skin fade, going low, and he never had done a skin fade in his life
How did
before.
he like the skin fade?
Actually, from that time on, he started doing skin fades. His job required him more like classic look, and the place he used to work was very upscale and fancy.
So
Yeah.
you introduced him to a new
To the
style
new style
by accident.
by accident.
And he liked it.
He loved it, and by going like very short, I could fix it. That's a good barber skills.
Yeah.
Messed up, but you know how to fix it.
Does this happen to other barbers out there, or is just Tico?
There's anybody, let me know here on the
If
comments.
it ever happened to you, because I never heard such a story of the guard coming off.
You didn't know that, right?
No. I didn't know it was even possible to happen something like this. But knowing your friend like I know him, I bet he got really mad. Especially
No,
because
he got scared. He wasn't mad.
he didn't get mad.
No, because he's funny person, and start laughing about it.
He's so
He said,
particular
"Hey, he's so
about his
particular, yeah."
appearance. I wouldn't be your friend if you mess up my hair, you know.
Yeah, that was messed up, man. So nowadays I still talk about that with him and other people, because clients ask me all the time,
What?
there's any fun story that happened with
Mistakes
you?
you made?
Mistakes? Did you ever messed up someone's head? And that story always pop out. Always.
What other mess up situations you had with hair that you made bad haircuts and
I don't remember. But
you probably have, right?
I probably had, but I just don't remember.
I remember you getting it wasn't happening that often, but I remember you getting message from clients after they leave your chair. This was when I first met you. They sent pictures that you forgot to do the tape or you leave a little imperfection.
Oh, you know what happened too
What was
with
that?
that?
Yeah.
The sideburn. I used to do one and I
Yeah.
forgot the other side.
Yeah, I think that's the picture I remember the client saying, "Hey Tico, look at this. I think we need to fix it." How
And
come you forgot?
I don't know. I even forget what I have to eat tomorrow, tonight.
HDAD problems, right?
And at Invictus, after I opened, I did a lineup uh, in the nape. One was square and the other one was a round shape. And Dari, she laughed so much. Hey Tico, don't mess
Looks
up at this
good,
time.
right?
Both rounds, okay, or square.
Did the client complain?
No, he was laughing too. You know.
Oh, but you saw before he left.
Yeah, he saw it. No,
And then
Dari
you,
saw it because she was about to do his eyebrows, and she saw it.
I'm glad she told you,
Yeah,
so the client doesn't leave the chair looking awful.
yeah.
I
And
remember one time that you did the concave nape. Oh, guys, I apologize if there's noise. There's a construction next door to the studio.
yeah, I think there was a clipper guy working behind.
It's so much noise. They're like building from scratch. And I remember that you did this kind of V nape here in the back. And the client didn't like because you went so high. That looked terrible. It was like,
They looked terrible. He wasn't used to it. He asked, "I trust you. I trust you. You can do anything you want." And I'm okay. I'm creative. Let's do it. I finished the whole haircut, and he say, "Can we go back to the same?"
oh, I remember another situation with haircuts. The workshop you did, it was a fade workshop. You had a great model because he's ginger
The
like
fade
me.
was amazing.
His hair is beautiful because he's very white and then he's ginger, so it looks different, right? It's beautiful. And then the fade was perfect. Everything was perfect. All the students were there watching with their eyes shining, looking at you.
And I came to the
And
amazing
then
idea
he had an amazing idea. What was the idea?
of put it in a line on.
Was that like a highway?
The line was the size of this table right here,
This fig.
and everybody was like, "What the heck happened?"
Clearly, lines, it's not your strongest skill.
Uh,
It was that fig.
Drawing people's head is not my strongest.
Next workshops, don't draw lines.
Don't draw lines or even
I
designs
think you're
and stuff.
trying to do the tiger scratch, right? And then
No,
you're trying to do a line.
just a line. I think the line was an inch long, an inch wider.
And everybody was laughing. Actually, they were afraid to laugh, but then after you start laughing,
They were messing
start
with me.
making
Hey
fun
man, what is that? What's going on with that line?
and
And
then
the
you,
client was like, "Chico, what happened?"
and then you didn't want to post the pictures afterwards. Like, I'm not gonna post this picture. People will judge me. What else do you have?
I have here number 2. We had a situation at the barbershop at Invictus. We had this client. He started having seizure in our chair, but the most funny thing about this is because my barber, he's scared of everything. He's one bundão. You know,
Bundão.
bundão. Because when you say bundão, it's because he's very scared of every little thing. What happened is the client having seizure wasn't fun.
Seizures.
Seizures was fun. The reaction of
The
my
barber.
barber, because once the client, he started like being more like loosen himself, and then he laid back and he started like shaking and stuff. And my barbers, when he look at it, he hold the chair far from him. He's supposed to help the guy. Chair from, and he start call Lydia.
Call the ambulance. Call 911.
He got so freaking
He
scared.
got scared, and then the client, it was like he was choking. It was like he wasn't breathing, and he was shaking, and then we all got scared.
And Luis stay like far away. He was pushing the chair.
Like it was contagious.
He was contagious or something.
And then I was so,
Help me, help me.
and then he was, Ligia, call 911, call 911. I was at the front desk. And then it took me a couple seconds to figure it out what was going on. And then when I actually saw what was happening and I grabbed the phone to call 911, I called and I spoke so fast that they couldn't understand me. I was like, I have an emergency. And then I started saying the address like really fast. And then they're like, sorry, ma'am, I can't understand you. What is the address? What is the emergency? And then by the time I was repeating the address, the client woke up. And then he's like,
You
no,
start getting
I'm
better.
fine. And then he apologized for not mentioning that he had these seizures.
Yeah.
And we go, Luis was white.
He was white.
He was like,
white. Translucent. He lost all his blood in his ears. The funny stuff, because he's so afraid of everything, he pushed the chain. Lydia.
He didn't want to touch the client.
Help me. He didn't want to touch the client.
In my head, when I saw the situation and I called the ambulance, in my head, I already saw like the worst. I saw the guy dead. I saw the news coming and mentioning that the client died at my barber shop. I was thinking, oh my God, what are we going to do with the body if something happens? In my mind, I saw a movie of terrible things that could happen. Luckily, the guy is alive. He's healthy. It was just a seizure.
Oh my gosh.
And it
Luckily,
was
yeah.
our first maybe 6 months when we opened the business. So it was crazy. I was shaking. Oh my God, if this guy die here, what's going to happen? And the body will stay here.
At the end of the day, everything went well.
Yeah. He went home. He actually called someone to pick him up, but
Yeah.
he was fine.
We never see him again, right?
He came back up a couple times and then he
After that, yeah.
apologized for not telling us about this health issue that he has, but he's okay. It's not something that, that's bad. And then after a while he stopped coming. Yeah.
And you were a very quiet person.
Yes.
Very, very quiet too.
And the way it happened, he just sit and then he started
It
like
starts
almost
slowly
sleeping,
passing out. Yeah.
passing out like this. But then he starts shaking and like suffocating. He wasn't
Yeah.
breathing, and then we panicked
The images I have in my head of Luis.
of the situation.
Oh my gosh, man. It's so. And actually, the third one here is the same with Luis. I'm telling
my
you, this
God.
barber,
Luis.
he's been cutting at Invictus, working with us as a partner since 2017, since we opened the business.
Yeah.
Him and his wife.
Yeah.
Shout out to big black belt barber Luis and Dari.
Can I mention the story? It's not there, but it's with Luis and it's not at the barber shop. So Luis is really scared of frogs. Like really scared. That's the thing he's most afraid of.
So if you're a client and you watch this,
Yeah. Bring a
bring a
fake
plastic,
frog.
fake one.
He'll
and
freak
throw at him.
out. And he used to live in the same complex where we live. And one day,
I was traveling.
yes,
Yeah.
I went outside to walk my dog. And then in the backyard, it's Florida, it rains, and there's so many frogs. For whatever reason, when I came back to open the door, the frog was sitting in the handle of the door, so I could not open. And it was a big, fat frog. And then I was scared. And then I had my dog, and then the frog, and frogs can poison dogs, and I didn't want to touch. And then I called Tico, but Tico was in Boston. And then I call and say, hey, Tico, I need your help. There is a frog here. I can't open the door. I'm locked outside. And he's like, why are you calling me? What I'm going to do? Like, grab something and move the frog. And I was like, no, I'm afraid he's going to
Get
jump
a piece
on me.
of wood, stick, or anything.
Yeah, and then Tico was at his brother's house, and they were all laughing and say, grab something, anything in the yard and move the frog. Why you're calling? Like,
Just if you poke the frog will go away.
but then he's gonna jump on me. That's why I was so
He
scared.
was fat. He couldn't.
Yeah, he was
that
really
far.
fat, really big one. And then I was looking in the yard, but there's also snakes. And then I was afraid. It was night. And then I was afraid if I touch the garden, whatever could be there, the bushes, snakes, whatever, more frogs. And then I was like, no. I can't see anything in front of me. No. I'll wait for a neighbor to come and help me. And then all neighbors walk their dogs there. It's common that you see so many people walking their dogs there. That night, I waited. No one was walking the dog. No one. And Tico was mad at me because he was like, I just poked the frog. Do something. Grab
Piece of wood,
a galho da árvore. How do you say
like
it?
a branch.
A branch from the tree. And I was like, no, there's snakes. No, no, no. And he's like, you gotta go inside. I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And no, there's no neighbors. No one is walking the dog tonight. I don't know what's going on. No one is walking the dogs. And I was looking. And then you know what? Luis and Daddy, they live here. Let me call. But when I called Luis, I knew that Luis is afraid of frogs. So my hope was that Dari would be at home because Dari is not afraid. And then I call, hey, Luis, are you home? He's like, yeah, I'm home. Why? Is Dari there? No, Dari's not here. You're alone? Yeah, I'm alone. Oh, great. Can you help me with something? There is a frog and I'm locked outside. I can't open my door because the frog is sitting on the handle. And he's like, I mean, there's not much I can do, but I will go there. But then when he went there, he was like half a mile away from the door. He didn't want to get even close to the door. And then I said, can you bring me a pole from the broom? Bring me the pole, then I can poke the frog. Okay, so he brought, but he didn't get even close to the door. He's so afraid. And then I was again FaceTiming Tico. I had the pole with me. Luis was half a mile away holding my dog. And I couldn't poke the frog because I was scared the frog would jump myself. So I asked Luis for help, but he was the worst help I could ever ask because he's afraid of frogs. So after about 1 hour and a half, 2 hours outside, finally we saw a neighbor walking the dog. And then
You call Luis for nothing.
was to bring me the pole. And Luis was half a mile away just looking. And I say, hey, Luis, come here. No. And he was like, no, I'm not coming even closer to the frog. And then we found this neighbor. The neighbor came and I say, hey, can you help me? There's a frog. I have the pole. The guy came in like 5 seconds. He grabbed the frog, put on the pole, put the frog on the bushes. That was it. And Luis was there half a mile just watching.
You call him for nothing. Never helped.
I expected that Dari would be home because Dari's not afraid. She would come and save me, but Dari was not home and I need something to poke the frog. But when he brought, the pole was not big enough. And then
I don't know what's wrong with you two.
And then the frog would jump on me. It was a really, really fat frog. Breathing like... No. Okay, now tell the story about Luis. The third story about Luis.
Third one.
Luis is the subject of the podcast today.
One day, everybody was working, and we have the IVAC, right? We have the IVAC. It has a sensor that sucks in all the hair. While when you sweeping the hair close to the IVAC, the como é que fala aparelho?
To the equipment.
To the equipment, the IVAC, right?
It's basically a vacuum that sucks the hair. If you're not familiar, go on Google and buy one because it's
called
amazing.
IVAC.
E-Y-E-V-A-C.
For a barbershop, that's amazing, yeah.
IVAC. Mm-hmm.
And once you sweep close to the IVAC, there's a sensor that turns the IVAC on and starts sucking in the hair, right? And Luis was cutting someone's hair, and we had the barbershop assistant, and she swept the hair into the IVAC, and the IVAC starts sucking in the hair, and she started walking away, normal. And then the IVAC, it blew up and has lots of smoke. And Luis again, man, he was so scared. And he was the same way. Hey, what's happened? The barbershop is getting on fire.
Actually, he actually... Like he left the client in the chair and he ran the opposite way and he just left the client there with the cape. And there is the video. I wish I had the video to show you guys. And then the client was like with a huge question mark.
What's happening?
Like, what just happened? Luis ran away.
The IVAC caught on fire and Luis ran away from.
I wasn't there, but then afterwards I watched the video and it was the funniest video ever.
Funniest thing, man, he's so scared of everything.
I remember one day, so at the front desk we have these chairs that, move, and I went to sit on the chair and the chair moved backwards, so I fell on the floor. It was ridiculous, and we have the video too of me falling from the
Still
chair.
have that video?
Yeah, that was ugly.
Fun stuff. Oh my gosh.
What else do you
The
have?
fourth one, we're talking about, and we're sharing the eighth funny stories that happen behind the chair. So you guys, if you just start watching this episode, number 4, there was a barber. Every single barber that is going to start working with us, I train them right before they start, making sure they are really good at cutting, really good at following all the steps and process that we have, standards, and make sure everything's gonna go well when they started, right? And I had this barber that I trained him for a while, making sure he's going to be perfect. One day, he was serving one client, and this client had around 9 years old, was a senior. And the client, since the client was very comfortable, and he told the barber, like, it's not Luis, guys. He told the barber, you can do whatever you want. I want my hair more, push it back, and we can do whatever you want. He let my barber do whatever they want, but once you are, como é que fala aquela palavra? I forgot.
Senior?
No,
No.
once you are a barber that you understand a little bit of that person's personality, age, and you're gonna create something that's very suitable for that person.
Yeah. You won't do like
You
a
won't do
skin fade on a 90-year-old
any of those
senior
things like that
citizen.
drastically haircut, the things that is gonna change
Lines
drastically. Yeah, lines and drawing and pompadour, right? The barber felt like, wow, now I am in my territory.
Now I'm in charge.
Now I'm in charge. The senior has like white hair, like totally white, a very fine hair, but at the end, on the corners, on the parallel ridge, it was like poking out so much, right? And first of all, my barber went too short on the sides and gave this guy a part side with a pompadour, right? That was the haircut.
Like Elvis Presley.
And he was fighting this hair for hours because, first of all, he did a line with a side part in this 80-year-old guy, a senior, with a white hair, should do something more classic,
Yeah.
for his age, and side part was supposed to be, I remember, to the right and with a pompadour. He did that to that guy, right? But at the end, he wasn't enough satisfactory for him, for the barber. And he get the hair wet and wash it out, everything, and go shampoo. And he was trying to do a style to the other side on top of the line to cover I don't know what, but that side, the hair used to grow in the different direction, and he was fighting against the hair to push the head in the direction the hair didn't want to go. So he was fighting for hours with the haircut.
And using a lot of hairspray.
And a lot of products to make sure
trying
that
to.
I didn't see. And I see, what happened? You're fighting with this hair for hours here already.
I saw him literally fighting, like trying to push the hair.
Dry and puts a
Push,
lot
push,
of
push,
product
push,
and
and nothing.
hairspray
Yeah.
and the comb. And
And
look
at the
that.
end, he washed it and did it again on the other side. Jesus Christ. This was one of a kind barber we had. And we had like hundreds of stories to share about him, but let's keep just one for now.
Let's keep him. So.
Yeah, because he was the best of the best. One of a kind person.
Unique.
Unique person.
So number 5, there was a wedding that didn't happen. I'm gonna let you to say it.
Yeah, so the wedding, this groom scheduled a groom's day, and it was a day that the barbershop was closed. And he wanted for very early in the morning, like 6 a.m. in the morning. And then What are you doing?
Why tô filmando. I'm recording here. What are you saying? Go ahead.
So he scheduled, he was like, no, please, it's my wedding. And I said, no, but the barbershop's closed. My barbers are actually on vacation. The first week of January, we closed the barbershop. And he's like, no, but I really need, please, 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 it's my wedding. You guys are the best. I want to bring everybody to get ready here. And then I talked to Tico, and I said, Tico, everybody's on vacation. The barbers are not even here. Are you up to do this for this client? We have to be there at 6 a.m. And Tico said, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. He's such a nice guy. You know, it's his wedding. I can be there. I'll do everybody.
Extra mile for your clients, right?
Yeah. So, okay. We're supposed to be on vacation. The shop was supposed to be closed. But then we opened this exception for him. That day, they were supposed to arrive at 6 in the morning. We got there earlier because I had to open the shop, prepare, organize everything, prepare the towels for the hot towel shaves and everything. So, I don't know, we got there maybe 5:15 a.m. Okay, on our vacation. And then 6, 6:10, 6:15, no one showed up. I was like, what's going on? I think, it's a scam. And then finally the groom arrived, and he was a little bit upset. He come walking slowly, and I was like, hey, good morning. You're late. Where is everybody? We've been here early waiting for you and your party. And he's like, oh, you know what? There was an issue of everybody getting here. A lot of flights got canceled. So some of them were driving the whole night from Massachusetts, from Georgia to get here on time for the wedding. But we canceled the wedding. I was like, what?
Why?
Huh? He's like, yeah, unfortunately, there's no wedding. We canceled. And I was like, what do you mean you canceled? It's supposed to be today, right? And you have the party and everybody. He's like, yeah, everybody's upset, but we canceled. And the reason why he canceled the wedding was because the day before the wedding, they were doing the prenuptial agreement. And then he and the bride couldn't get to an agreement. And they were disputing over things that they shouldn't be arguing about, which was about her having ownership of his business that he had previous to the wedding, and he didn't want to let her have any ownership of the business because he had a partner already that was against. So that was the reason why the wedding didn't happen. And then he's like, no, but don't worry. I'm going to pay. I reserved your time. I'll pay for everybody's haircut, even though they're not coming.
He did pay, yeah.
He did pay. And then a few weeks later, not too long after that situation, we were at the local restaurant. And he was there with another girlfriend already. So
the new one.
He overcame really fast the tragedy of the canceled wedding the night before the wedding. So it was a very odd story.
Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, and then he didn't marry her because she didn't want to accept the fact that he wouldn't give ownership, any portion of his business to her. So that was the whole reason why. I never saw anything like that. But
funny stories, man.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
we're there
fun.
since 5-something in the morning waiting for everybody.
Yes, when you work at the barbershop, that's what happened. And if you guys do know anything, comment below. If it's something happened with you guys, share with us
funny
here.
stories
Funny
that you have
stories.
to share with us. All barbers have funny stories for sure.
All of them.
Funny stories that happen at the barbershop.
Babe, number 6, the horse.
Oh, the horse. So, okay, our barbershop, the window is all glass, right? So we can see through, we can see outside, we can see. It's a plaza, a big shopping mall. And then we can see the parking lot. And then one day we're there, and this guy passed by riding a horse. And then we look at each other.
Is that a horse?
Did you just see what I saw? Yeah, it was a guy riding a horse, but we're in the middle of the city, and there is no farms nearby. There is no way someone could have a horse because this is not a rural area, and we don't have any horses nearby. And then the guy was just like, okay, riding a horse
What?
in the parking lot in the
Everybody
middle
was
of
stumped. Like,
the city.
what's going on here?
Where he's going,
Where he's
where he
came
came
from?
from. A guy with a horse.
He was like, cluck, 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 cluck.
It was so funny.
Everybody was looking at.
Oh, I remember another situation that it's not in your list. Crazy situation. So this guy walks in and he asked me permission to clean the windows. And he said, "Can I clean your windows and you pay me $20?" And then I was like, yeah, he's just looking for a job. Why not, right? He's not asking for money. He's asking me to wash my windows, clean my windows. And I said, yeah, fine. Do you have the tools? And he's like, yeah, I do. Okay, you can do it. And he's looking at me. Do you have a bucket? Do you have a scrub?
Do you have?
He was asking for everything. And I was like, okay, I'll grab it for you. So I went to the laundry, grabbed everything, gave it to him. He went outside and he started cleaning the window. And then out of nowhere, I don't know if it has, it's funny, but it's not funny at the same time. I don't know if he has any mental illness really bad because he started talking to someone that didn't exist. And then he started fighting with this imaginary friend that he was seeing to the point that out of nowhere he would do like this.
A jump. You just
Like someone is punching him. And then he was like arguing like this. And then he would go like this. And then he was like, don't touch me. And he was arguing. And then the whole shop stopped to watch what was going on. And then we got scared because we didn't know if he was having a type of psychosis or what was going on. And then we're just watching and we didn't know what to do. I just wanted to help the guy. He asked me for $20 to clean my windows. I would never expect that situation to happen. And then it was crazy because then he was really fighting with whoever he was seeing.
a ghost or something.
Yeah. And then when he finished, and he didn't clean anything, he was just making worse. He come inside to clean the inside. And then I was like, you know what? That's good enough. Thank you so much. Here's your $20. It's perfect. You don't need to clean the inside. And then he left because I was scared that he could harm someone because clearly...
Or harm himself inside the shop. It's a liability too.
And the way he was fighting, it was like, it was real. It was like someone was really punching him because he would do like this. And then he would...
And we all could see through the window.
And,
You know,
and we're
see it.
watching through the window. And we didn't know what to do with the situation.
Remember a funny one? We used to have the when we first opened the barbershop, we used to have these small plate signs inside the bathroom
Yeah.
with the fun phrases and story like jokes, small ones. And once someone walked in, asked to use the restroom, and they stole one of the signs. I don't know where they hide it. They might hide inside the pen. And they stole it. What's going on in those people's minds?
Yeah, and then one day was like,
There's a
where is the sign? Because we just saw the holes.
Saw the hose and the screws.
There was a sign here. Someone stole the sign.
The bolts, yeah.
We don't know who.
That's fun.
And how he was able to get away with the sign. It was about this big. And no one saw.
Well, it was very flat and thin, so he could put it under his underwear, maybe.
Maybe he had a backpack.
Yeah. It was very fun.
Yeah,
Everybody that I tell them, they're like, why they would do that? That cost like $1 in Dollar Tree.
Yeah, why you're stealing signs? That's not fun.
So this one was in the list too. So number 7, barber didn't listen to the instructions twice.
Yes.
We had a barber. We have our monthly meeting, but this meeting was about when we were like structuring the business, and we were setting out a dress code, right?
Yeah.
And then we had the meeting. We explained everybody and asked everybody what would be best for us, and we all come to agreement where we're gonna come with what was the
Black jeans.
Black jeans and our shirt,
A
right?
dress
Like
shirt.
dress shirt with our logo. And guess what? Everybody agreed, and I asked, everybody's okay? Tomorrow, everybody's...
No, it wasn't tomorrow. You gave them a month.
Oh, yeah, I gave them a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they could buy the pants, and they could afford and all that stuff. Guess what? He came with the green pants, right?
Everybody arrived at the shop on the day that we agreed wearing black jeans, but he was
He
wearing
was
green
green,
jeans.
and I was like, "What the heck? Did you agree that day?" And now, I say, "No, nobody told me." That was fun
It was
because
fun. We're all laughing
we all
because everybody understood it's gonna be black jeans. Everybody participate choosing the
the
dress
uniform. Yeah,
code. And then he did that again.
on Halloween. You want to do that? Explain.
On Halloween, we like to dress up, and then we agree, okay, Halloween is coming. So on the day of the Halloween, we can dress up. Let's do, let's have fun. Great. Everybody's coming wearing some costume. Yeah, 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 yeah.
He came
And
dressing up the dress code, the
like the
black
regular uniform.
regular uniform.
And again, he got upset because he said no one told
No one
him.
told. So everybody else was wearing exactly what we all agreed, and then this
Except
guy
him.
except him, and he was right.
And he was mad.
So man, that was very fun, man. Everybody was laughing at him.
He did that twice.
I don't think you know this one. This one was very fun because there was this kid. I think he was like 14 years old, and I finished his haircut. But I was doing the lineup, right? I was doing his full head lineup and here and here. But when he gets to this point here, above the here on the temporal bone, right here on the corners, I was doing the corners, right? When I was doing the corners, the tip of my trimmer hit his eyebrow and created a line, very visible line. And his mom was waiting in the waiting room, right? And I look at him. He didn't felt anything. I felt and I saw it. I said, what I'm gonna do now? I think he was around 14 years old. Was about to turn 14 years old. And right away, his mom would flip if she saw it. And right away, I asked him, "Hey, do you like to do a line on your eyebrows? That's very trendy right now." And he said, "Yeah, I want to do it." And I was like, fast and did the line. And oh, cool. How could I show him the mirror? And he was very happy. And his mom, when did I let you do that? Yeah, man, look, man, this is trendy right now. Everybody's doing. That was the funniest one. I make a mistake and turn out to something trendy
He
for him.
didn't see, he
New
didn't
style.
see, so you're like, you know what? Let's do a line.
Oh my gosh, man.
I can't believe you did
You
that.
see, if you're a good barber, you can mess up, but you also can fix it.
You
If
can
you're a
find
good
the
barber,
solution.
you can mess up a haircut, but you also can fix and make that person feel amazing.
At least his mom wouldn't be mad at you because he asked
I
for
had to
the
think
line.
fast, but I had to think really fast because nobody knows who is. I think the guys knows because I told them I don't even want to share here, but it was very fun, man.
And
I
the
don't know
mom
how
had
could
to
I turn the
accept.
situation. I thought fast. I said I have to do something because his age, his mom has authority on top of it. She would say whatever haircut she wanted, not him. And then, oh my gosh, man, it was so fun. I didn't know how that would turned out. An eyebrow? That's very seriously
Yeah, I made a
serious
line
stuff.
and, it's going to take forever to grow back. It's going to take months.
Anything else?
No, you finished?
Yeah, number 8.
Oh, no, you forgot one.
Which one?
Huh. I told you about it. So, one day a client called and he said, "Do you guys do drawings? You do designs, but actually I need a drawing." And I said, "Oh, yeah, I have a barber, one or two barbers that can do drawings." And he's like, "Okay, would you ask your barber if he can do, I can't say this here because, YouTube might
Oh, you
block
told
the
me.
video, but actually he wants to draw the
Sexual
male
part.
parts, yeah, on the head." And then I thought it was a scam or a joke or whatever. I said, "You know what? These people have nothing else to do and they're calling just to bother me." And then he was like, "No, I'm serious about it." And I was thinking, man, we can't do that because then like people will see this.
Where did you do that?
And then I was like, no, you create me so many problems. And he's like, no, let me explain. It's because we made a bet at the office and the loser agreed. And now we have to do it. Can you do it? And then when I understood the situation, I was like, okay, it's not going to be any harm, especially if the person who's lost the bet accepted, right? Okay, so they come, a group of people, they work together. And then this barber did the drawing, which is, the
Huge drawing.
very big in the head, which is the man's private parts on his head. And then they were all laughing, taking pictures. And then the guy who lost the bet was okay with it. He's like, no, I lost the bet. I got to do it, right? It was an agreement we had.
The barber was laughing.
Yeah, we're all laughing. And then I was like, I can't believe this is happening in my barbershop. It's not possible that something like this could happen. And then the guy with the DICK drawing in his head said, you know what? I have court next week. And since I lost the bet, I cannot cut my hair for a month. I can't imagine how was the situation. Him in front of the judge with that haircut. Oh my God. I can't even imagine what happened with him during the court that he had.
I would love to hear the feedback about it.
I love to see. It should be on trending videos because imagine he's walking in the courthouse with that haircut. The judge will think, oh, what's going on?
And everybody was
this
like,
is so disrespectful.
Everybody was laughing at the shop, and it's like, that's true? Really? They're going to draw that thing?
And it was that big, like this, in this whole area here.
Yeah.
The barber cut really short, and then he did the drawing very, very big.
Very enhanced.
Very enhanced.
Oh my God.
I would never expect anything like that
barber,
in my life.
He loved to do that work, meaning that
he had fun.
He had fun. He was laughing his ass off. Oh my gosh. Oh.
So I think that was it, right? Our top funniest stories behind the chair.
That's our top 8. But if we forgot, we might do another episode with
about
more.
The funny stories. There's always new funny stories happening at the barbershop.
So guys, if you guys like this episode, make sure you give it a like, share. If you do have any comments about it, if you do have any funny stories, share here in the comments with us, please, because we want to laugh with your story as well. And this podcast is sponsored by Invictus Podcast Studios. Make sure you follow me, Invictus, Chico Invictus on Instagram. Make sure share this video, please, because that way you're going to make someone laugh as well. So thank you very much, every single one, for watching.